Students, we have 1 through 30, and then 35 and 36. I'm doing all the odd ones. Exercise 1 through 4, describe the slope of the line and find the slope. All right, I see the slope of the line is going down from left to right. That makes us a negative slope. To find the slope, I'd go ahead and take the 2 points, and I'd use my slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This is going to give me negative 2 minus 1, which would give me negative 3. This would give me 2 minus negative 3, which would be 2 plus 3, that'd be 5. That'd give me a negative 3 over 5, I believe, is the slope. Let's see if that makes sense. We're going to go down 1, 2, 3, and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So, like I said, we put y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We're taking this as our y2. All right, remember, every one of these coordinates is written as x, y. Okay? So, in saying that, that means that I have to pick one as my number 2, right? And one is my number 1. So I'm going to make this my number 2, and this my number 1. So my y number 2 is negative 2, and my y number 1 is my y1, it's minus 1, right? And then the next one will be x is 2, and I'm going to minus negative 3. And negative times a negative is a positive, so that would give me 2 plus 3. I'm not quite sure why this says 2 plus 5 over here, to be quite honest with you. I think that's a misprint. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be a 3. And then this says negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3, and 2 plus 3 is 5. So that's how we got negative 3 over 5. All right, let's do number 3 next. You have number 2. Number 3, we see that we're going to have, again, we're going to replace y. This will be our 2 over here. And this will be our 1. So y2 is negative 1. Remember, these are all in x, y. Right? That'll be our negative 1, and that means we're taking away negative 4. So taking away negative 4, which would be adding 4 over here, and 4 minus 1 is 3. Then over here we have a 0 for x, right? Right there we have the 0, and we're subtracting negative 1. Subtracting negative 1 is negative times a negative, that's a positive. So we'll have 0 plus 1, which is 1, and 3 divided by 1 is 3. The slope is 3. All right, you have number 4 to do. Number 5 says, exercise 5 and 6, find the slope of the line that passes through these given points. Once again, we can use a slope formula. If I do, I'm going to go ahead and say this is my 2, this is my 1. Remember, these are all x, y. So find the slope of the line that passes through these. I would go and put negative 6, and I'd be subtracting 4. I'd put that over 3, which would be subtracting 1. Okay? Remember, that's y2 minus y1 minus x2 minus x1. This is going to give us a negative 10 over 2. And that'll give us a negative 5. Okay? Let's see how we do. Negative 5 is our slope, just like I said. We start off with our formula. We replace y2 with negative 6 minus y1, which is 4. We're going to take 3, which is x2, and and minus x1, so that's 3 minus 1. All right, number 6 is yours to do. Number 7 says the points represent the table lie by this table lie on a line, find the slope. I could use any one of these in the slope formula, but for this one, they chose to use 2 and 0. So they took 2 here, which was y, and then minus 0, which means they had to take negative 1 and minus negative 5, and that's what they did. 2 minus 0, negative 1 minus negative 5. The negative times the negative is a positive, so that turns to negative 1 plus 5. 2 minus 0 is 2. 5 minus 1 is 4. 2 over 4 is the same as 1/2. Right, let's go to number 9. And this one I could take 8 minus 4, 0 minus 0. Let's see which one they did. They decided to go with 4 minus 0, and then 0 minus 0. Well, 4 minus 0 is 4. 0 minus 0 is 0. 4 divided by 0 is undefined. Remember, any number where x is 0, right, where the denominator is 0 is undefined. All right, 10 is yours to do. 11 says the graph shows the distance y in miles that a bus travels in x hours. Find and interpret the slope of the line. Okay, so once again, we could take this, put 120 minus 60, and then 2 minus 1. This is going to give us 60 over 1, which tells us we're going 60 miles an hour. Okay? Here we go. 120 minus 60, just like we said. And then 2 minus 1. This gives us 60 over 1. The slope is 60, which means the distance was increasing by 60 miles for every 1 hour. So the bus is traveling 60 miles an hour. All right, number 12 is yours to do. Number 13 is mine. Find the slope and y-intercept of the graph of the linear equation. Well, I know the y-intercept is 2. The slope is negative 3 over 1. So we see the slope is negative 3, right? And the y-intercept is 2. On this, we have y equals 6x. You might think, hey, where's the b? But remember, we could say this is plus 0. So the y-intercept is 0. And then the slope is actually 6. So the slope is 6 and the y-intercept is 0. All right? 17 is mine to do. We can rearrange this to go ahead and show this is, let's see, slope formula. We could take this and put plus 0.75x, which means we have to add 0.75x over here. Now this can be rewritten as y equals 0.75x plus 4, which tells me the y-intercept is 4, and the slope is 0.75. That'd be m. I said there's a y-intercept, but this is also known as b, okay? Because it's y equals mx plus b. They did the same thing I did. They added 0.75 to each side. The slope is 0.75, and the y-intercept is 4, and that y-intercept is often called b. 19, again, we can move these around. So we have a negative y over here, so I'm going to add y to both sides. This is going to give me y plus 1/6x equals 1/3. Now I'm going to subtract 1/6x from both sides. This will give me a y equals 1/6x plus 1/3, which tells me the 1/3 is my y-intercept. And my slope is 1/6. And my slope is, oh, sorry, negative 1/6, because we did subtract this from both sides. I should have seen that. I apologize. I'm losing my touch here. This would be a negative 1/6 because we had a negative 1/6 over here. All right, and the y-intercept is 1/3. Okay, 18 and 20 were yours to do. 21 says in exercise 21 and 22, describe and correct the error finding the slope and y-intercept. It said if they have x equals negative 4y, the slope is negative 4 and the y-intercept is 0. This is incorrect. First of all, if I have x equals negative 4y, need to get rid of this negative 4, right? So to do this, I'm going to divide negative 4 away. Whatever I divide from one side, I do the other. This will give me y by itself. This will give me negative 1/4 x. And now I could say I have negative 1/4 x equals y, or I can say I have y equals negative 1/4 x, and I'm saying the same thing. And of course, I'll say plus 0 because there's no y-intercept given. So in this case, the slope is not negative 4. The slope is negative 1/4. And the y-intercept is 0, so that much is true. Let's see how we did. Got a lot of mess here. It does say the slope is negative 1/4. That's what I got here. And the y-intercept is 0. Okay? And they did pretty much the same work I did over here, dividing negative 4y by negative 4 on both, and then that'd be negative 1/4x. 22 is for you to do. 23 says graph the linear equation, identify the x-intercept. As to graph this linear equation, see, I would say, I know my y-intercept is 7, so this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I guess 7 up here. Right? And then it's negative, so it'd be a negative 1/1. That means it goes down and over 1 each time. So the x-intercept, if it's going down and 1 over 1 each time, we'll think about it, it's going down 1 and over 1, 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 down 1 and over 1. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that would put me right there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like I'll be at x is 7. All right, so x-intercept should be 7. And if I graphed it, my line would be going from 7, positive 7 to positive 7 on x. Let's see if that's what we get here. We start at positive 7 and it crosses positive 7 on x. Y x-intercept is x. 24 is for you to do. They show over here if y equals negative x plus b, then y equals negative 1, x plus 7. The slope was negative 1, and that's negative 1/1. 24 is for you to do. 25 is mine. If once again I'm graphing this linear equation, I have y equals 2x. That means I have y equals 2x plus 0. So if I'm going to make a graph here, I start at 0, right? And then it would be a positive slope of 2. So that means I'm going to go up 2 and over 1. Up 2 and over 1 again. So this could be going to here. Obviously, my x-intercept is at 0 because it's going through the origin. All right? Up 2 and over 1, up 2 and over 1. All right, 26 is for you to do. Oops, sorry about that. And I might have made a little error here. I'm going to pause this for a second. All right, let's go back over here. I got 27. If I do this one, I see that to get y by itself, I'm going to have to subtract 3x, which means I'll subtract 3x from this side. This leaves me with y equals negative 3x minus 1. My x-intercept will be, or y-intercept will be negative 1, which would be down here. And I'm going to be going down 3 and over 1. So this is a negative slope. I'm going down 3, 1, 2, 3, and over 1. So my line should be like this, which means it's going to cross through my x. Well, think about it. If I go up 1, 2, 3, and then over 1, that's going to put me here, which means I'm probably going to be going at about 1/3, or negative 1/3 as my x. So, yeah, that should give me a slope of negative 3 and my x-intercept of negative 1. So x-intercept is negative 1/3, just like I said. Okay. Let's go. You have number 28. Let's go ahead and get number 29. We're going to have to reconfigure this one. To get y by itself, I'm going to go ahead and add y to each side. This should give me y is equal to 3 over 5x. Now, I can't say I have this, or I could say I have y is equal to 3 over 5 x plus 0. So that tells me I'm going through my origin at y, and that says 3/5. It's a positive slope, so I'll go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'll go over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means I'm going to be about right here. And my slope should be about here. And you can see my x-intercept is 0. My slope for m is 3/5. That's what we got over here. And my b is 0. So let me erase some of that so you can see it better. Okay. 30 is for you to do. 35 says in exercise 35, describe and correct the error in the graphing function. When I do this, I see that I'm going to take this, make negative 1 on both sides. This will give me y is equal to 3x minus 1. That means I'll start at negative 1, and it looks like they did that right here, negative 1. But it says I got a slope of 3, which means I'll go up 3 and over 1. 1, 2, 3, and over 1 would be here. Their error is they went over 3 and up 1. That's not what you do. My slope should look more like this. Okay. Let's see. So according to this, says the slope is 3, which can be written as 3 over 1. So you should plot a point that is 1 unit to the right and 3 up. That's what we said. 1, 2, 3 over 1, just like I have over here. 1, 2, 3 over 1. And that means it's going to be -1 for my B. My slope is 3. You have number 36 to do. And I think that's all for me for tonight. So I will see you guys in class for grading. Have a great night.